It's really interesting that they kept their wreath up.
That's the breezeway.
So you're on, obviously, Elmwood Road, and the house next door here once belonged to, in the bell jar, called Dodo Conway, but in fact, her name was Dorothea Cruikshank. There we go. And she was part of the model for Dodo Conway because the nickname they gave her was Dodo. And this is where, in fact, the Sylvia observing in the bell jar, the neighbor across the street pushing the seventh of her children in a carriage. And when I, in fact, after first initially meeting Aurelia, asked if I could invite her to tea or something like that, I consulted with Buck Ducati, and I said, what do you think? Would she welcome an invitation or consider it intrusive? And he said, oh no, she would love it. And she came over that day for tea. And so this is Warren's window, and there's very, very little space in there for somebody who was 6'5", especially. But then it became a...
Did you ever meet Warren?
Oh, repeatedly. No, he and his wife, obviously, Margaret, were guests of mine at my house, and on several occasions they had dinner. He was nigh unto catatonic. I guess I heard him speak maybe 15 words on the 3 occasions we were together. Margaret was the valuable one. She took care of Aurelia in her later years, but then, of course, Margaret died of cancer. But you could see this is much more family connected. Aurelia never had a barbecue or a hammock. So anyway, so she was distressed, and she knew she was going to move to North Hill and so forth and so on. And so as a result, we were commiserating, and then my ex-wife said, well, Richard could help you. And it wouldn't have occurred to me, frankly, to impose myself. But she said, oh, really? Would you? I said, well, yeah, I've just been volunteered. Not the first time, by the way, I've ever been volunteered by a woman to do something.
Nor the less.
Nor the less. Anyway.
You're not sorry, are you?
No, not at all. No.
I'd never heard of Sylvia Plath.
Nah,
Maybe you've heard of her novel, The Bell Jar?
I haven't heard of that one either.
Okay,
No problem.
thanks.
I think that Sylvia Plath had a political bone in her body. I don't buy that she was in some way. I understand she went to an anti-war march. Guess what? So did I. I was there exactly the same time. Remember, I took my junior year of college, 1962-3, and I was living 15 miles from Court Green. So I know that world very intimately, and I know that there was a lot of posturing going on. I wrote letters, anti-war letters as well. I did a whole bunch of stuff that didn't make me somebody who was willing to put his life on the line for political purposes any more than she would.